Today is Monday, September 20th, and today was snatch work. Today is a little bit different from what I've been doing the last few weeks. Beginning of a new block with some different exercises, but overall still similar goals as those of the previous block. Starting with these hang snatches, or I guess I'll talk about just the day overall. So today was like it wasn't my first day at the new gym technically. You might have seen my Saturday video, but today felt like the real first day because the Saturday did not go great. It was like very bad conditions and like I just didn't have time to like prepare or do anything. It was all very impromptu. Whereas today, I went in with a plan, and I went in with the expectation that it's going to be a new environment and there are also a lot of people and that this might take some time getting adjusted to. So with all of that in mind, today was actually a really solid day. So I worked up to 3 singles, or actually did 4 singles. I had prescribed, sorry if the background noise is loud, but I was prescribed 3 to 5 singles at 200, and I did 4 singles at 200, and I didn't miss any. The only reason I took 4 was just because I just wasn't happy with the third one, despite it being a make. And yeah, like, you know, in terms of consistency, I'm at that point where 200 is that border of anything below 200 I'm pretty consistent with. Anything above 200 I'm not so consistent with. Hopefully I'm trying to get that number a little bit higher, obviously, just constantly, just so that like my standard is always higher than it was before. But in any case, it's cool to see that given the circumstances and such, I'm still able to be relatively consistent at this weight. So I wasn't super happy with that. I felt myself getting behind on my heels, and so I sort of overcompensate by shifting forwards, but then it's like a little bit too much. So it's like a overcompensation, and so things just didn't feel great in the bottom position. So I was like, I'll take that again, and then the 4th set was much better. And then moved on to snatch deadlifts. Oh, I guess I also got some new toys, new shoes. They're the same exact model as the one I've been wearing, the Romoleo 4s. It's just in a different colorway. No particular reason for getting new shoes. I just needed some retail therapy after I made some money for my Amazon internship. But the shoes and then the collars, those are the Eleiko open collars. And it's cool because it has like a magnetic latch that like makes the grip of the collar around the bar really, really tight, which is pretty convenient. But it would have been even more convenient had I had these at 24-hour, where I had trouble finding clips anywhere. But at Stanford, there are always clips lying around, so like I don't necessarily need them, but it's sort of just nice to have. Snatch deadlifts, I'm just focusing on pushing through the midfoot and staying over the bar, and making sure I'm like set up in the correct position right off of the ground. I feel like I'm usually able to do this pretty well with snatch deadlifts and like pull variations and stuff like that, but the issue, I guess, is in making sure that I'm applying these things directly to my snatches themselves off of the ground. That's the most important part. And so I think on Friday with the snatches off the ground, I'm going to try to think about just replicating those pulls. Then after that, push press plus overhead squats. So I did these on Saturday. They did not go well. I failed. I guess I only failed once technically, but it was very shaky. But with these, I went even heavier, but the difference is that I'm doing 2 push presses and then 1 overhead squat versus the other way around, 1 push press and 2 squats. And so with that, with 1 less overhead squat rep, it's much, much easier. Or easier in the sense that I'm able to load more weight and things feel a lot more stable and I'm less likely to fail, which I guess just is encapsulated by me saying it's easier. But yeah, 215 is what I started with. I probably could have started heavier, but I think it's always better to start more conservative than too high and then not have any room to grow in the next few weeks. But yeah, pretty solid. I think doing the hang snatches beforehand loosened up the mobility in my upper back and just my upper body and my shoulders and such, so that like I feel pretty comfortable in the bottom position and throughout the descent, which I did not feel on Saturday, which is a large part of why things did not go well. But yeah, again, all in all, today was solid. I was definitely expecting to take a hit in terms of just like quality of movement and just performance because of the adjustment to the new environment. But it wasn't bad at all. Yeah, pretty happy with today, all things considered. Which I guess just means my level of consistency and my baseline has gone higher. So can't complain about that. And then after these, I did some pull-ups, and then I did some GHD sit-ups. And I think it's going to be hard to record some of the accessories that I do that aren't in like the rack or the platform just because of the amount of people. But hopefully as it dies down, I'll be able to record them again. But yeah, that was today. It went pretty well.